What up, what up, what up, everybody? Let's see here. How's everybody doing, man? We're getting it done. When you come in, please do me a favor, hit the like button, show attendance. Why is this not showing? There it goes. Got that out the way. Man, I just got home. I just got home, people. Just got home. I made it. So if you guys have read the title, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see if you guys read the title. So check this out. I'm gonna say this ain't gonna be a very long live feed, but who knows? But here's what I want you guys to think about, right? You see the fuel is going up. Why is the fuel going up? See, a lot of people complain about the fuel. I want to show you a little clip that I saw. Let's see. Let me look it up real quick. Am I not messing up? Oh, where is it? Here it is. And what? I think it was a short. Here it is. Right here. So here's my thing. We're going to talk about the fuel. What up, Anthony, and everything else, right? So a lot of people are talking about the fuel prices in California, and we're going to get in depth about some things because this stuff's going to affect you guys besides fuel, right? But the fuel in California, the prices you guys are seeing Midwest, East Coast, all that kind of stuff. The almost $5 a gallon, $5 a gallon stuff. We've been seeing that in California for shoot a long time. If I had to guess, I would say 2 years. I could be wrong. It's just a guess, right? And I'll tell you guys about the fuel. What I asked 125 over $5 in the Midwest. That's what I'm saying. So that's California prices, right? So I saw this short. I'm gonna share it with you real quick. And this is crazy, right? Because in California, the fuel it's been like this. But you guys see these prices, and some people they are just coming unhinged. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me play this.
You motherfuckers! Y'all done raised fuel prices up! Fuel prices is up! I just got back into the business and y'all done raised the freaking fuel prices up! Y'all done raised the prices up $5 a gallon for fuel? Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? What is going on? What is going on? I'm tired of this. I'm tired. I just got back into trucking and y'all done raised the fuel prices so high? Are y'all crazy? This shit don't make no sense. This don't make no fucking sense. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. And I'm going on for all of y'all. It's all of y'all fault. Dang. Like, y'all see this sign? This sign says $4.99 a gallon. This is what trucking has come to? Shit.
Now you guys can go check out her channel. Some of you guys know who she is, some of you guys don't. But people are reacting to $5 a gallon like that. Can you imagine folks in California paying that for 2 years already? Is that crazy? What do you think the fuel prices are in California? What's gonna happen? She's been taking a beating. Yeah, no, this ain't knocking her. Like, that's a true reaction to her $4.99 a gallon. But the reason why I'm playing the video is this. Those have always been California prices for like a long, long time. But you guys were lucky enough when you guys set these rates, right, and run these loads. You guys are paying what, $2-3 a gallon, all that, simple, easy, it's no big deal kind of stuff. And I always told you guys, like, hey man, but fuel in California is $5, and it's been like that. But as soon as you guys, not people watching me, but as soon as the people out there sees that kind of stuff, the California prices, you guys are blowing your lids. And it ain't just her, bro. I just use her. Shout out to Coco Journey. Go subscribe to her. She's cool people. But the reality is this. I showed her because you guys know who she is, most of you guys, right? If I would have put a random just doing the same thing, it wouldn't hit home as well. You know what I mean? So that's all that is. It's nothing against her at all. But just think about that though. Think about that. Thinking about all the new ventures. Now here's why I'm doing the live stream. Why is fuel so expensive? I don't want to hear the politics crap. Who gives a fuck? But let me see who knows the business. Why is fuel up? Put in the comment section. What up, FJ? I don't freak, just up my fuel amount and top off the tanks and keep it moving. Okay, go more deeper, S125. You're right, but go deeper. What What do they use to make fuel and gasoline? What went up? There it is. Oil. Oil. So does that mean only fuel goes up? Does that mean only fuel goes? This is what I want you guys. There you go. S125 even said it. This is what I want you guys to pay attention of, right? When you guys are creating rates or running loads, or because a lot of you guys, your mindset, you're thinking like, oh, hell yeah, man, that's a good rate. I'm going to go grab that. But you have your old mindset of the old fuel prices, everything else. But what else affects fuel with the oil? What else, with oil being crazy expensive, what else is affected? It ain't just fuel. How about your oil changes on the truck? Your oil changes on the truck. That's going to go up. What else? Your tires. Your tires are going to go up. See, everybody's just complaining about the fuel prices, but nobody's seen the big picture, man. This is oil. Everything that's associated with the oil is going to go crazy up. I have an oil change coming up soon. I'm going to find out how bad it's going to hit my pockets. But in California, I wish for $5 in California, where you see Okogo tripping on that $4.99. I wish I'd be jumping up and down and getting on this live stream and just smiling and cheesing like a motherfucker, bro. If I can see $4.99 in California, I haven't seen $4.99 in so long. I can't believe it. I don't even know how long it's been. But now when it happens to everybody else, now all of a sudden that's a bad situation. All of a sudden now is how can I make money in trucking? How can I do this in trucking? How can I do that in trucking? I don't know. How have I been making it? This is the point I always try to tell you guys. I live in Southern California, LA County. I think our sales tax 11%. Everything's high as hell. And I'm doing it, but it's all right. SoCal, it's you. It's no big deal. You ain't shit. You know, fly on the wall. I get it. But damn it, when you guys see $5 a gallon, woo, man, you guys are upset. And I appreciate the energy. But good thing you guys don't live in California. How many people have fueled in California? Show me what you've pumped per gallon last day or so. If you had to fuel in California, what is that? What up, God is good? He said lack of oil. Snowboard says I live in Pennsylvania. Gas price is $3.89 and diesel is $5.39. And let's think about that for a second. Do you guys know how the crazy stuff with this fuel is that oil is made with, they make so many things with oil, man. It's just crazy. And why is it that diesel costs more than gas? So if you guys know how that stuff works, it's a filtration thing when they make this gas, right? From what is explained to me, I don't know. I never worked at one of those situations, but how it's explained to me is when they do the gas, the first filtration of it is the premium or whatever you guys want to call it, and as it filtrates down, it's a lower octane gas or whatever, and then the junk, the shit, the leftover, the stuff they want to throw away, they didn't want to just throw that away because there's no place to throw it away. So they create that in the diesel. Of course, they add some stuff to it, right? To the diesel product. And so diesel was always trash, right? So used to see premium or super unleaded or whatever you guys want to call it way higher than diesel. Everything used to be real high compared to diesel. And look at snowboard. Look how much more the diesel is compared to gas. That shit is crazy as hell right there. Just that by itself, but nobody questions that. Nobody questions how the fuck is diesel more than gas? Where does that make sense? Where does that make sense? But it's been that like that for a long time. You know why? Because they know the truck drivers are going to have to pay it. They know trucking companies are going to have to pay it. When's your next set of tires due? Yeah, it used to be reversed. I mean, how much is some steer tires? Anybody check lately? Since the fuel is crazy, let me see something here. Let me look real quick. I'm gonna look something up. Give me a second. Let's see here. It's just not even updated. This fuel prices and this stuff is so crazy. 125 says $1,100. Hey, that's the craziest thing. 25 because that's 125 because man, it's been a long time since I paid 1,100 for some steer tires. I buy Firestones 591s. Anybody know about those? And every time I get them mounted, I get them balanced, all that stuff, right? And I'm paying somewhere about $1,400 for the front set of front tires. But think about that. Think about that. When you guys are doing the rates, don't just do your rates based off fuel. You got to do it based off your oil changes and everything else is associated with oil, tires, and all that stuff. Get the code of Big Rig Savings. There you go. That's what my truck has. Oh, 591s? Yeah, I've been running those like since forever. But yeah, man. So I've been watching the load board. I went ahead and subscribed to the load board again. That is one of them. There's some free ones I have, and I'm paying for a second load board. But that doesn't matter. But I'm watching the rates. I'm watching the rates. And the best thing for you guys to do in your business is this. Find out, because some of you guys probably don't know yet. I mean, I don't know yet. I don't know what an oil change is going to cost me right now. I have no clue. I don't have no clue what a set of steer tires is going to cost me right now. I don't know. I know in the Facebook Marketplace, tires, you can see drive tires, and we're not talking about, Bridgestones and stuff like that, but just some whatever drive tires, going for cheap. But even the going for cheap kind of tires now is going to be crazy out there, right? So you guys, I'm telling you guys now, pay attention to your numbers right now so it doesn't hurt your bank account later. You know what I mean? We don't know how long this war is going to go for or how much higher the fuel prices are going to be, and if you're running your rates from before the fuel prices went up, obviously you're making less money. But just really be careful. And when you guys talk to brokers and you want to raise up the rates on these loads, because I bidded on some of them, man. When I bidded on some loads, they said, "Sorry, your rate's too high." I'm like, what the fuck? And then I look, there's still some people out there taking these fucking, and it's a cheap ass rate, right? And I didn't want to do the load, right? All I'm trying to do is bump the rates up for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna bid on it and stuff like that. But the rates, they're not going up as fast as the fuel. The rates is not going up as fast as your maintenance cost. So I'm live to tell you this, guys. If you're in business, just be careful. DJ said that happened to me today. Yeah. It's crazy how low they go for it. Man, I've seen shit is retarded, bro. S125 says over $400 a day in fuel. Yeah, man. And I get it. You guys have fuel cards and discount cards and all that kind of stuff. But this is where I saw some people going to Prime, hauling Prime freight, on the A fleet. Prime is crazy, guys. I don't know how they do it. But if you ever go look at their fuel prices, if you're an A fleet at Prime, right? Or you're affiliated some way with Prime, leasing or whatever the fuck, and you go get fuel, like they got a lot of money off on the pump. A lot. I think I've seen like $2 off. I don't know any fuel card you can get $2 plus off on the pump. And this is why Trans Am and all these other ones, they went ahead and hitched their wagon to Prime. They saw crazy. I mean, they didn't know the war was coming, but they're trying to prepare for this shit. In California, fuel's like $6, $7. Someone posted $8 a gallon. If you guys had to pay $7 a gallon, how many of you guys would stay in business? How many of you guys would stay in business? I have to share some of mine. Few star people gotten some decent discounts, location depending. It is heading there, bro. It is heading there. So check this out, guys. When a country goes to war, right? Now, we're not in a war, I don't think, right? I mean, we're blowing some people up. Maybe they call it a war. I don't fucking know. To me, I get it. They might saying that. To me, it's just a little battle, right? They're not blowing nobody up in the United States, right? But when we go to war, and go to battle, go to war, whatever it is that they're doing, do you realize it creates jobs in the United States? It creates jobs. But the problem is they're blowing up oil tankers. So even though it's creating jobs, it's choking out the trucking industry. Everybody else, it's booming, right? Whoever does maintenance on the airplanes, the ships, and all that shit, whoever, builds the missiles and ammo and this and that, everybody anything that they've got going on, they're spending money on, it's pretty much limitless on the money they spend. And everybody that's a part of that, whatever business that is or stuff they're buying, is skyrocketing right now because they're in war. right? So to me, I don't think they're in a hurry to end it. We're getting choked out, right? And like I get fuel in Las Vegas too, and that shit's fucking hitting at $5 a gallon. Nevada, you know, and this is where I think a lot of these truck drivers, business owners, will start running. And if you guys pay attention to what I tell you when I tell you this, start running short miles. 125 knows this because 125 is he's a smart business person. The shorter the miles, the more money that you make. And if you can't get the rates up, you just got to make adjustments in your trucking business by running shorter miles. What do I mean by that? Well, you take a load, you pick it up today, say it's Monday, and you're running from West Coast to East Coast, that rate's not going to change. It is what it is, right? And even though a lot of people don't like to just bump docks every day and all that kind of stuff, if you're worried about your numbers in your business, the more times you bump that dock in a day, the more profit you're going to make compared to running long miles. So if you can't get the rates up, the only other way to bring more revenue to your business, more profit, is run shorter miles. Run shorter miles. Does that make sense? If you agree with that, put a 1 in the chat. If you disagree, put a 2 in the chat. So let's give an example. Anybody here ran East Coast to West Coast or West Coast to East Coast? I don't know the rate. What's the rate right now for a dry van? What is it from not a reefer? To me, I look at reefer a little bit like kind of specialized, right? Because not everybody coming out of school can jump on a reefer. Like, I mean, they can drive the truck, but do they know if they got a fuel tank, fuel in that reefer, how long it's going to burn? See, some people don't give the reefer guys a little bit of credit. But think about that. When they fill that reefer up, they have to know how long that fuel is going to last in that reefer. I can't answer that. I have zero clue. People will say, SoCal acts like he knows everything. No, I don't. I can tell you how to turn a reefer on. I can tell you how to turn it off. I can probably figure out how to do the degrees. But if someone is brand spanking new and say, hey, SoCal, if I had a such and such gallon tank on my reefer trailer and I fill it up, how long will that last? Well, I'd be a straight dumbass if I said, well, what I think is, because I don't know. I'm not going to speak on something I don't know because it's going to put them in a wreck. Oh, Billy, you fill that up, you'll probably be good for 4 days. And in 2 days, he's running out of fuel and the load goes bad. See, that's what's wrong when people give out wrong information. No, give me a total amount. I don't want per mile. I want a total amount. From I don't give a shit which direction. I realize, what is it? You come out of Cali, you make less money, but I don't give a fuck what direction. Either way, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, it don't matter. What up, Mr. Jack? He said, I found out the hard way back in 16. So there's two ways. Check this out, guys. You can believe it, not believe it. It doesn't matter. But listen, there's 2 ways to bring up revenue in your business, a more profitable revenue, I should say. short runs, and if you're a flatbed, partials. What up, Josh? Partials. What up, Wicked? Partials, people. If you have a flatbed, right? They want. So let me explain about flatbed. Flatbed is like real estate. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you go get an office, or you want to, park a semi truck at truck parking. Everything's real estate, right? How much you want to pay for so much real estate? That's how you have to look at a flatbed. With a flatbed is how much real estate of this trailer do you want? And it's under negotiation. Does someone make more money? Now, understand this is trucking and there is those variables and and the needle in the haystack, it could go against what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff, right? Because this is trucking, right? But here it is. Do you make more money with a flatbed, just putting general freight, one thing on there with one customer and running it, right? You notice I said general freight? Or you find, let's say, 3 people, 3 partials. 3 partials. You see? Or some guy thinks there's a, he's got a flatbed load, whatever, but it's light, right? And the way it is, you can fit some partials in there, whatever it is. Let me give an example. Some K-rails or something or like that, right? But it doesn't take all the trailer. But then this other guy has some lighting or something he needs to take out of state, or what else could we use? Maybe a small car, or who knows? There's so much shit you can put on there, and that's a partial, right? A lot of flatbedders, they learned that's how you bring the revenue up, right? I think you guys are going to see more and more and more with the dry van and stuff of we want you to be exclusive on this load. Exclusive? What do you mean? In other words, especially with dry van, they load up your dry van. With the dry van, you still have what? When they put 34,000 pounds in the box, 38,000 pounds in the box. The reality is you can haul more weight than that, right? The difference is if they're doing, what up, G80? If they're doing stuff like that, they can't put more in the trailer because they'll overload your trailer axles, right? But that's where you come up and say, hey, let me find something where that needs space, but it's really light, and I can put it back in the dry van. That's considered a partial. Now that rate is more money. But these brokers and customers and stuff like that, sometimes, especially when the fuel's getting higher and higher and higher, and we're trying to figure out, hey, we need to profit more money than we're doing, they catch on and find out, hey, you know what? This guy's going to put somebody else's shit in with my load. So when you look at the Raycon, it says they want that trailer exclusive. Well, if you want it exclusive, you got to pay me more money. Because you got to pay for that real estate that I could be renting to somebody else on the trip. Is this making sense? Is it making sense? This is how you profit more money. So I know somebody that does flatbed from California to Vegas and Vegas back to California. He has a direct customer. They put some on the trailer. He's got a pretty decent rate, right? We'll say $1,300, right? But he still has room on the trailer. So he can get on the load board, find a partial or 2, because the partials will go between $300 to $500, $600. I've seen them get a partial for $600, another one for $300. Now you just put $900 on top of that $1,300 load. Now how much money you making going to Vegas? And normally those partials, they're not heavy, right? So it ain't like you're burning extra fuel. You're just selling more space on that flatbed trailer. And that's how you help with this fuel cost and the tire cost and the oil change cost and everything else you got going on. But the thing is, guys, we have to pay attention today. You might not see the tires go up right now. Why? Because they've already had those in stock before the fuel went up. So when you call them up, it could be the same price. I don't know. Well, where are we getting your tires from when they got to reorder tires and the oil and the barrels or where they're at? They're gonna have to spend more money to buy tires. Which means what? It's gonna cost you more money. I hope I'm shining some light to you guys, and I hope this is making some sense. I didn't know if a load is a full load or partial load. I've never seen a full Raycon. Only edited crap from the Russians. I don't see Raycons at all with this company. Damn. It will tell you. It'll say full load or it'll tell you. But just because it's their full load don't mean you're maximizing your space. So as far as reefer, I ain't gonna speak too much on that shit. I mean, I remember I hauled some broccoli and some, I think, was it broccoli and strawberries and shit a couple of times, and I said, fuck this shit. I didn't want to do reefer. But most of the time when you're doing dry van load, they want the trailer to themselves and they put a seal on it. I've seen some on the load board where they want you to have two pickups on the dry van and then drop it off at one place. So even they learned when you see multiple pickups, you guys know that shit. Multiple pickups, multiple drops. What are they doing? They're doing the same thing I'm telling you guys. They're trying to use up as much real estate on that trailer as they can. I know James Best. He loaded up some tires. Took him the whole week to deliver. He was stopping in Alabama and this state and over here and doing this and doing that. But it paid real good. But all these different stops. But thinking about this, what if they hired a truck for every single stop? How much money would they have to pay? If you see a load that says 3 pickups, 2 drops, how much money do you think it would cost them if they hired a truck for every pickup and every drop? Right? Cost them a whole lot more money, wouldn't it? But all they got to do is say, shit, we don't want to pay all that money. Just put in the Raycon under the notes how many pickups and drops. Fuck it. If they go cheap rate, they bump it up a couple of dollars, a couple of hundred or whatever, give it to them. Right? Does this make sense? They've been doing it forever. They've been learning how to save money using your guys' trucks for a while. There is a decent Freightliner Cascada near my work. I called the owner. He's asking 20,000. Too rich for my blood, but I can pass the info along SoCal, and he may add it to the fleet. What I'm doing right now is I'm sitting back and watching, because I'm telling you something right now. You know, the fuel prices need to slow down. I mean, you go to sleep, you wake up, and it's 70 cents more than it was last night, 40 cents more than last night. If I got home early enough, I was going to have it set up so I can make some certain phone calls just to find out how much is the oil change. How much is a set of drive tires? How much is some steer tires? But when you do these rates, man, put that in mind. If you guys sit back, right? The fuel prices are high and you guys still give these guys these cheap ass rates, right? And let's say it takes a month before these tire stores run out of tires and they got to reorder. Now the prices go up, or they run out of oil and they got to order new oil for your oil changes and all that stuff. And then in a month or whatever, you're like, hey, I need a better rate because the fuel prices are high. They're going to come back with, well, man, we've been running that rate all month long, and the fuel price has been this way for at least a month. Right? So to get ahead of it, you would think you'd bring it up to the brokers or whoever and say, hey, these fuel prices are crazy. We need to bump this rate up. And you should do that right now. Not when you have to go buy the tires, or not when you have to go do an oil change and see it for yourself. G80 says fuel is $7 Connecticut. God dang it. You see what I'm saying? Connecticut, $7 a gallon. But what's the rate coming out of Connecticut? How much is the fuel around Connecticut? Yeah, Wicked, we ain't worried about that bullshit. S125 said Maryland too. Crazy work, right? Crazy work. But do you guys see it in the rates? What was the fuel before it hit $7, 125 and G80? What was it before the war, before we blew up those oil tankers and all that kind of stuff? Where was it sitting at? Like 365 or something like that? Where was it sitting? The high threes, low fours? So how can you get through this? So, okay, I'm going to go out of business, man. I just can't do the $7 a gallon. So, okay, man, I just bought my truck 6 months ago. I just can't run. I'm not making no money. Short miles. Put partials on the load. Turn that $1,000 load into a $2,000 load. Turn that $6,000 load into an $8,000 load. You guys follow my message, or are you lost? That's how you're able to stay around. Hey, SoCal dudes are releasing tires now. You may have heard about it. No, $10 down 90 days, same as cash. I heard about that over a toxic channel. How the fuck it don't matter, bro. Leasing tires. I don't know, man. But just think about that though, man. That's how you can stay around. That's what's going to help you with the fuel mileage and paying at the pump. So, how much higher is it going to go? Man, I heard predictions about California hitting $10 a gallon. Think about that, $10 a gallon. We went from $5 a gallon to $10 a gallon. That means the fuel cost doubled. You see the rates doubling? Like you said, it's $7 in Connecticut, right? It's probably half of that before the war. The fuel probably doubled. Did the rates double? Here's the scariest part. Here's the scariest part for you guys to listen to. Let's say we get what we want. Let's just say we get what we want, right? Let's say we get what we want and the rates double. See, right now what's going on, it's only see, I want you guys to understand something. This world, this country is on a food chain. You guys know how that works, the food chain? Right? So right now the fuel and oil and all that stuff, it's hitting the truck drivers badly. Nobody else. Really, just us. Right? Then we get what we want. We get the rate we want. We get the rate doubled to match the fuel so we can make what we used to make. Now what happens? If we get our rate and it doubles, which ain't gonna happen, but let's just say it did. Now what problem do we have? Think about that. I really want you guys to think about this for a second. The smart ones will understand about the trickle down factor. Let's say you as a truck driver, let me ask you guys, how much you guys spend a week in groceries in your truck? If you have a household, how much money do you spend a week in your household? Let's say you spend, you got a wife, kids, whatever you spend. Let's say you spend $300 a week in groceries at your household, right? Now the rates double. Now the trucking rates for everything that you buy has doubled, right? You were paying $300, right? The fuel was killing you, right? But it didn't affect your household. But now you got what you wanted. Now the rates are doubled, right? You got what you wanted. But now your life doubles, right? Your groceries went from 300 to 600. Now everything else in your house is doubling. So the question you ask yourself, when you get what you want and double the rates, are you making less money? Or are you making more money? Be careful what you ask for. The trucking rates double, which now your cost of living for your family and your household doubles or goes higher than that. You could be making less money than when you're just dealing with the fuel cost just doubling. See how that works? DJ says in Louisiana and Texas, running 450 to 519. So my question is, how you guys liking that California prices? Of course, now it's way more than that for us now. Well, for some years now, that's what we've been paying. How you guys like them? How you guys like those California prices? A lot of bigwigs getting wealthy off wars while people die. truly evil. Well, people really ain't dying on this one. They're wicked. You know, one thing that's cool about the military is they got drones now. You know, they have planes now. They fly themselves, or they're far from the airplane. They're flying it. I mean, they still have regular people flying airplanes, pilots and shit, but technology is getting way crazy. Our planes are so fast; they'll get in there, bomb some shit, and be gone before you even hear the sound coming. Cost of things go inflation again. Yeah, but just think about that, guys. Just think about that. For those of you guys that want payments, right? For those of you guys that want payments on a semi truck, or if you guys are thinking about getting into a payment with a semi truck, like a crazy ass lease with the Russians ripping you off on the Raycon, like this fuel keeps doing what it's doing. I highly doubt these Russians got some kind of fuel discount bullshit going on. You really, really got to be careful, man. You really, really got to be careful. Understand this. The longer miles your load is, the faster you got to do an oil change, the faster you wear out your brakes. Well, let me take it back. Your brakes will last longer. But the faster you do oil changes, the faster you're going to have to change out tires. And the more fuel you got to put in the truck. You run shorter runs, your brakes will go faster. Your tires will last longer. Your oil change will last longer. And you'll spend less time at the pump. Only you guys can figure out as far as your business, your business structure, and what's best for you. For you company drivers out there. For you company drivers. Do we have any company drivers in here? If you're a company driver, do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if you're a company driver. If you're a company driver, really, really be careful. Because this fuel and this fuel prices, and when the tires catch up to the fuel, and the oil changes catch up to the fuel, and everything catches up to the fuel, and you run in with a company that have a bunch of payments and debt, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to that company? I'm asking. They got these truck payments, trailer payments, all this stuff going on. These big ass buildings, office buildings, all these office staff, and these tires and oil changes and everything catches up to the fuel prices. What do you think is going to be happening? I envision things that's a possibility, right? And I try to get on here to share my thoughts with you guys. Why? So just in case you can prepare for it. So if it happens, you say, damn man, SoCal already told me about it. I prepared. It's not going to affect my family. Do you want to be with a company, I don't give a fuck what size. Do you want to be with a company right now? The way the fuel prices is, high ass insurance. Again, the maintenance and cost is gonna go crazy high. Do you guys want to be with a company that's in debt with everything? Or do you want to be with a company that's, you know, looking good as far as debt goes, a lot of paid off stuff. See, one good thing about Knight and Swift, I can say, is they got a lot of paid off shit. And a lot of that paid off shit pays for the brand new shit. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but it does. Look how old these trailers are that Swift sells. You get on there, a whole bunch of Swift trailers, fucking there'll be like 20 of them or 50 of them. Motherfucking trailers like 15 years old, rusted out. Sometimes you can get some good ones, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Because those trailers are paying for the new trailers. If this shit keeps going, you know how the trucks are going up a little bit on price? The way this shit's going, if it keeps doing this and the fuel keeps going higher, and again, like I told you, the maintenance cost catches up to the fuel cost, we're going to see these truck prices drop. I saw today a 2017 Freightliner selling for how much? Let me tell you right now. I sent it to Cam so he can look at it. A 2017 Freightliner Cascadia, they dropped the price all the way down to $8,500. Runs and everything, no blow by, none of that shit. DD15. Yeah, no blow by, starts right up. $8,500. You got to spend a little bit of something to it. I mean, I'm looking at the tires. The tires are cool. Me myself, I'm picky. I'd spend a little bit of money on it. $8,500, bro, for a running, no blow by truck. $8,500. A 17. Guy says it drives good, everything. No problems. $8,500. $8,500. He's got a video with it running. He's got a video with it fucking running. What's the miles? Let me see. He doesn't have the miles. I mean, I can find out, but we're talking $8,500 though, 125. If that motherfucker has no blow by, right? Because he does a video with the oil cap off. It's good. How fast until you get your 8,500 back? How much was a 2017 about 3 years ago? 3 years ago, could you get a 2017 commonly for $8,500? That's the key. Yep. The issue I have is finding a safe place to park it till I come through. Bro, I was at Fontana at Cherry this past weekend, and there was a Kenworth 680 for $47,000 with 480,000 miles. they're going down even more with what's going on. Yeah, boss man, that's what I'm saying. Watch these truck prices because the people that are on the fence about trucking, and now it's $7 in Connecticut and Maryland and California and all shit. Some of these people that are on and then the insurance is up higher than normal. All this cost is way up higher, right? My insurance went up, and you know what the reason was? I've been with this insurance company a long time. And I said, damn, why'd my insurance go up? Oh, because of the fires. What the fuck's the fires got to do with me? I don't park near the fires. We don't drive through near the fires. We ain't got shit to do with the fires, but I got to pay higher insurance because of the fires? How'd that make any sense? People are doing 4,500 miles. Who the fuck is doing that 125? God dang. Add up the fuel to 4,500 miles, bro. That's crazy as shit. I will make that back in 1 week. That's what I'm saying, DJ. So I'm saying, once you get your money back on the truck, right? You know, I talked about that on my business level video today that I dropped, right? You have your wife, let's say, kids, all that, the whole family, the whole situation. You guys have $10,000. What up, TJ? You have $10,000 saved up, right? You say, I'm gonna go buy a truck. The key, listen to this, people. The key is to buy the right truck. You buy the wrong truck, your $10,000 investment could be a $60,000 investment, right? You buy the right truck. But the reality is this, your wife's like, I don't know, Johnny, $10,000, that's all we have saved up, man. That's a gamble buying a truck and get into business. You know, like she's worried, right? You're a little worried because she's worried. But shit, you go buy the $10,000 truck, give yourself 60 days, you put that 10 G's back in your bank account. Is she worried anymore? Is she worried anymore? In 60 days, you put that 10 grand back in that savings account where she can see it. See, when you pull the 10 grand out for the truck, ooh, that stress level is high as hell, boy. That stress level, damn. If you're married, that stress level is high because she's looking at you. You're looking at her. You don't want to let her down. You're hoping everything's going to go good. You know, you don't want to fail her. Not the truck. You guys don't give a shit about if you fail in the truck and shit. It's her you worried about. You empty your savings account on 10 G's, let's say, and you buy a truck. And 2 weeks later, it blows the fuck up. And you got to go back home and tell her, truck's blown up. What's the reaction? Now, everybody's wife's a little different. I get it. Some wives probably high five, jump on the air, gave you a high five, said, it's all right, babe, we tried. Some women are like, you motherfucker. I told your dumb, stupid ass to not take our fucking $10,000 out that damn savings account and go buy that stupid ass truck. Where in the right mind did you come up with you want to be a fucking business owner? Right? When you buy the right truck and in 60 days that money's back in there and it's still making money, she's saying, damn, that was such a good idea. What inspires you to do that, man? I'm so excited. Now she's excited. You're excited. You get your money back. Your stress level is down to zero almost. Right? So think about that when you want to buy a truck. I don't know why, man, but some of you guys think that a $70,000 truck's better than a $10,000 truck. I don't know where you guys come up with that shit. I don't know where you guys come up with that shit. These trucks can blow up when they decide to blow up if they want to. Transmission can decide to go out whenever it wants to. Rear ends can go out whenever they want to. Warranties are covering less and less and less through the years. I don't know if you guys know that. Here's how warranty works. Hey, John. Yeah, Bill. Boy, we sure paid out a lot on warranty work last year. Yeah, we did. Hey, we got to call the dealerships, man. We got to change this warranty up, man, because we got to coop some of our money we spent last year. All right, let's just do this, man. So where do we spend all the money on last year? Well, this, and this, and this. All right, well, cut the time back on those things, man. How long did they have those trucks until it started breaking down? It was about 2.5 years. All right, well, let's cut our warranty back to maybe a year on those parts. That way, we still sell them the warranty, and now we got less money coming out of our pocket. Don't think these warranty people are here for you guys, man. They're there for themselves. These warranties are here to make money off of you. And when they ain't making the money, they're making some changes. Everybody's insurance went up. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's only a problem if they can't spend the money how they want to. Then she's ready to go shopping. That's what I'm saying. What up, Gabriel? You're going to need 30 grand for a $10,000 truck. I just bought one for 18, and I've been waiting around for over a month to get leased and registered. Well, Gabriel, that's not all the way true. It's not all the way true. Just because you spend money for a $10,000 truck, don't mean you gotta spend 30 on it. I'm just letting you know. But congratulations on your truck, though, man. That's cool shit. But waiting over a month to get leased on registration, man, that's crazy as hell, though. But congratulations, bro, on your truck purchase. But that truck I just saw for Let's Home Not. What's that mean? Let's Home Not. I know that Freightliner for $8,500. I was looking at it. I saw the blow by. I saw the pictures. I saw everything. And I can tell you this right now. That truck will get you your $8,500 back really quick. And you know, it looks like it'll last a while. Looks like it'll last a while. A long while. Okay, let's hope not, is what you're trying to say. I got you, bro. I got you. So, but just think about that, though, right? What up, Terry? But just think about that for a second. You spend the savings, there's a risk factor. TB trucking, still driving. There you go. It's a risk factor. But as soon as you get your money back from your investment, it's no longer a risk. It's no longer a risk. You go get a $70,000 truck. What's the loan on that thing? Let's say they say, hey, Johnny, yeah. Look, man, to bring the payments down on that $70,000 truck, we're gonna put you on a 5-year. Oh man, that's great, man. I appreciate that, guys. Appreciate the 5-year loan. Hey, no problem, Johnny. Not a problem. Hey, can I get a warranty? Yeah, you can get a warranty, Johnny. Don't worry about it. Guess how long his warranty is? 3 years. 3 years. Yeah. And the 3 years, hopefully with the truck payment, because warranty don't cover every damn thing all the time. brand new trucks. So now it might have changed in 2026, 2025, 24, whatever. But I know when I sat down at Peterbilt, I would say 5 years ago, I was approved for a brand new one. And so we're looking at build dates when they can build it. But I wanted what I wanted, right? They didn't have it on the lot. And these dealerships, they have build dates already structured where they're going to be building a truck, right? And when you wanna buy a new truck and they don't have what you want, they can go in there where those build dates are, and they can change the color and different things, whatever, right? But certain things they can't change. So if the build date says it's a 565 Cummins, most likely it's going to stay 565, not a 605. You know, shit like that, right? But when I really went in depth with warranty with this guy, it blew my mind. Again, it could be changed. I don't know what it is like today because I haven't sat down with them. But they were telling me a clutch on a brand new truck is only warranted for 1 year. So if I had that truck a year and a half and it needs a clutch for whatever fucking malfunction it did because of the factory, I have to spend the money and put a clutch in it. The starter, I think they said the starter was good for 6 months. Brand new truck. Let me make this clear. A brand new truck with a brand new warranty. And when I was picking apart that fucking warranty, I said, damn. I said, this fucking warranty ain't even as good as a third-party warranty. Yeah, that's where they're at with it. I said, I'm spending, how much was that truck 5 years ago? I think, oh man, what was it? 200? Fuck, I don't remember. I remember I was gonna put 50,000 down. I was approved. But I don't remember how much the damn truck was. But I was like, I'm spending that much money on a fucking truck, and that's the fucking best warranty. Now, you can pay for an extended warranty, but it's still, I mean, I don't know if it extends starter, clutches, and all that small dumb shit. But if you're spending 200,000, let's say, on something, why the fuck would you have to fucking spend extra money on an extra warranty, extended warranty? So, a couple of things. They had flat tops on lot. I don't want a flat top. The build date was like way the fuck out there. And it wasn't exactly what I wanted. And when I'm getting brand new, I want to the T exactly what I want. And so I left. Was that a mistake? Well, shit. I could have bought it back then and probably flipped it when the trucks were way crazy when they were $300,000 and made some money. But who knew? Who knew, right? So I say that to say this. Make your move your best move and move slow. Don't be in no fucking hurry trying to stay up with the Joneses. Don't be fucking around with your money. Invest your money wisely. Don't spend your money like a fool. Gabriel said, what? There was no better feeling than getting out of a $1,500 monthly lease payment. New truck warranties don't cover anything that accepts major items. Maintenance is the same. There you go from Gabriel. He's letting you know. New truck warranties don't cover everything. You know, so man, fuck, bro. $5,800 monthly payment. Jesus, man. That's crazy as hell. All right, guys. Hit the like button on the way out. What up, Phil? Man, you're late, Phil. I'm about to get off this motherfucker, man. Make sure you guys go back, watch the replay. I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking these live streams, when I'm done going live, they might just go straight to members. They might go straight to members only, just because. So that way, if you're here in person watching me, you get to see it. And then after that, it goes to members. Now, I'm announcing it right now, so most likely this one will not go to members. But make sure you guys are subscribed and hitting that bell and make sure those alerts are going out, which YouTube is not putting my alerts out for whatever reason. That way you guys are here. You guys get to watch what I have, what goes on. Otherwise, it'll pop up in your feed and you'll click it and it says you got to be a member. And you're going to be like, God dang, man. Damn, SoCal. I can't listen to it for free. Yeah, you can. You got to be here to get it for free. You got to give the members something, people. So I can't wait to start doing my member only videos, live streams, whatever. All in due time, man. All in due time. But yeah, so that's what I got today, man. So think about what I told you guys. Don't just worry about these fuel prices. You need to worry about that. It's like throwing a rock in the water, right? You got the big splash. It's not the big splash you need to worry about. It's the aftermath of throwing the rock in the water. It's not the fuel prices we really got to pay attention to. It's what's the oil going to do and what's it going to affect besides fuel? You know it's going to affect fucking tires, oil changes and shit like that, but when? So make sure you guys are getting your rates right now. Make sure you guys are getting paid right now. I don't give a fuck if you can get the fucking the tires and oil change right now for free $99. I don't give a shit. Get the rates up. Make sure you're making your money before you see the change and these fucking oil changes and these damn tires and shit. Because by then, the brokers and everybody else is used to you guys running for cheap or running for regular rates or whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be hard to negotiate it. Get them used to it right now with this fuel prices going up right now. I'm out here, guys. Appreciate you guys rocking with me as always, man. Hit the like button, people. It don't cost shit. Hit that shit. If I get a lot of likes, I'll be live sooner than later.